Good morning everyone, it's Inge Hart, the Balanced Foodologist. Welcome to another episode of Breakfast at Inge's. It's pouring so hard here in Bali. I just wanted you guys to know, so you know it's not always sunshine here in paradise as well. And I mean that metaphorically as well, because that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. Everything always sounds so simple, but it isn't always. Probably you are thinking, well Inge, if I hear you talking about all those foods, it just sounds so simple, but then if I want to try and apply it in my life, it just becomes complex because it's another thing on my plate of all the other things I already have to manage. And I totally get that feeling. I've been there, I'm there every day still, because I'm a busy mom, running a family, running a business. It's just what it's about all the time, right? So if you have any friends who's also coping with the same situation, please share this because it will probably be beneficial to them as well. Good morning, good evening Candice and Martina. Hi, great that you guys are joining again. So keeping things simple sounds simple but can be very complex. But it's all about determining your priorities in life. I talk about that in my book, Food is the Gateway to an Energetic and Fulfilling Life. I start talking about the basics of life, a health and lifestyle philosophy that really fits you, that's unique to you. And it's all about when you think about what your priorities in life are, that when at moments that you have a challenging situation, it becomes very clear to you what to do. You don't even have to think about it. It's just something that you do naturally. And that gives you a lot of freedom and also peace of mind. You don't worry about it because you can always trust that in any moment in your life, whatever is happening, almost your instinct response will be according to your priorities. But it is important that you know your priorities, and it is good to have healthy habits and a daily routine that help you to remind you every time over and over again what your priorities are, because then you use your consciousness to actually program your unconsciousness, and then everything becomes easier for you. It becomes a second nature. And this is what I talk about in my book. It's first about determining your priorities. And then you might think, okay, then I know my priorities, but then I do want to make my health and lifestyle the most important thing in my life, that becomes leading. But what do I have to do for that? Okay, self-care. I'll start with food because Inge, you are telling me that's the gateway, so I want to follow you. But then, okay, again, it seems to be all complex, but it doesn't have to be complex. If you maybe hear me talk, or even when I hear other people talk about food, I can be overwhelmed because they talk about things that I don't know, or they have a different approach, or they take it to another level. But it's all about starting at the level where you are at. And that's the most important thing, because in that way you will keep it simple, you will keep it positive, and you will keep it doable. And that's the strategy that I always promote, because if you keep it simple, positive and doable, you will get there if you just take one step at a time. And trust me, if you take one step at a time, if you keep on walking, it's adding. And you know that second, that 15th, that 50th step is all going to be on top of that first one, that second one, that 13th one. And then because of that, the end result will be so much more. So in my book, I talk about all this, how you can determine your priorities, then how you can start eating the foods that are right for you based on your body constitution, and then how you also can take your current condition into account. So if you want to take one first step in determining your priorities and have an idea on how you can make it doable and not make it complex at all to actually make these changes in your life, I invite you to download my ebook and start reading that. Also, It will be great for you if you are going to join the group. Food is the Gateway. There's a link in the book, or you just can decide to join us there as well. And then you will be part of a community of women who also are on the same journey as you. And each of us, we are going to reach that gateway. We are going to go through that gateway in a simple, positive and doable way. So we have our priorities straight all the time, every day, and we feel energetic and fulfilled. So make sure that you download that ebook and start learning how you can keep it very simple to improve your health and lifestyle.